Hey guys, it's Rye, and today I'm back with another deck profile. I just ran this deck at my tournament last weekend, and it got top 2, so that was good. And it was the first time I ever took it to a tournament, and I only have been playing it for a few days, so I'm sure I could have played it a little bit better if I had learned how to play it a little bit better, but I figured I'd give you guys a walkthrough of the profile and just kind of explain it. It's a Angel Feather Metatron build, and it's a deck that I think is really, really good for Angel Feathers currently. Until we get Celestials, I think it's probably the strongest build that you can run for Angel Feathers. So the first, you have your starter, Crimson Heart Nahas. She's, good for this deck because she gets called back when you ride Angel Feather on her. And then if you have the grade 2 Aphrodite and, as your Vanguard, and the grade 1 Baruch on rearguard, you can put this card and Baruch into the soul to superior ride Metatron. So that's really good. It gets you to grade 3 a turn early, which is nice. Gets you some hand advantage too because you're twin driving instead of just a single drive check. So it's good for the deck. You don't always get it off, but when you do, it helps a lot. So that's the starter. I run 8 crit. Why 8 crit? Just because. No, it's good. In this deck, you want to hit hard, and you want to really give them problems blocking because you get columns that are all usually over 20k. So when you have that going on and you're hitting criticals on top of it, it makes it really, really tough for the opponent, and it forces them to block and puts a lot of pressure on them, or in the game. So that's always a good thing. 4 draw. Now this card also works really nice with Angel Feather because you can, while it's in your damage zone, you can flip it face down and give your Vanguard plus 3k to the end of the turn. So you're always going to want to get those into the damage zone as much as possible. And people are saying, well, how do you have control over that? Well, with Metatron, you do. And then for heal, really the best heal I think in the game, because it lets you cycle back in. It's like the Oracle Think Tank, Lozenge Magus or whatever. But with Oracle Think Tanks, a lot of the decks are based on setting up the deck or stacking the deck, at least with Tsukiyomi, so you don't want to use her effect early because it ruins your stack by shuffling. With Angel Feather, you don't have to worry about that. You can just, the second you get it, find a way to ride it and shuffle it back in. You can hit, and then you can, with Angel Feather, you can also pull from the damage zone, so if you can swap from the damage zone one that's already been used, and then recover it and throw it back in, it's great. Grade 1s. So this is one of the cards I was explaining. This is Crimson Mind Baruch. Now, she has the same effect as our heal trigger, or as our draw trigger, rather. So she can get flipped over in the damage zone to give plus 3k as well. So again, another card you want to get into the damage zone. The thing with her is you don't want to ride her, because you can't get the Metatron Superior ride if she's on the Vanguard spot, because you're going to ride a grade 2, and then that's when that part would kick in. So if you get a starting hand, let's say you have, her in your starting hand, you have the grade 2 in your starting hand, you're going to want to try to get another grade 1 that you can ride as Vanguard, so you can save her to ride her as a rearguard later and then get the superior ride. So yeah, but it's good to have 4 because it just ups the probability of us getting Metatron as a superior ride. Then I run 4,000 Ray Pegasus. This card is perfect for this deck. Metatron does a 2 swap every turn. Pretty much. And that means you have 11k boosters. Easy. At least, you can usually get more than 2 swaps a turn with Metatron, but 11k boosters that's ridiculous. So you're hitting great numbers, and yeah, it's a crucial part of the deck. Definitely gotta run 4. I run 3 Burst Shot Bethnail. Now, some people don't run him at all in this deck, but I still like him. I'll kind of explain a little bit why later when I get to the grade 3 lineup, but just having an AK Vanilla is good. He's good for your Vanguard spot, and he's also good as a booster. Helps hit good numbers too with some of the other units. I'm running 3 Perfect Guard. I would run 4, I only have 3. I'd probably drop a Bethnail for another Perfect Guard if I had it, but yeah, that's what it is. Grade 2s. So I'm running 4 Crimson Drive Aphrodite. Now she is the one you're going to want to ride for grade 2 so that you can Superior Call Metatron. She also has the effect that when she's in the damage zone, you can flip her over and give 3k. So again, any extras you have, if you don't get her for the grade 2 ride, just keep trying to send those into the damage zone so you can get those flip effects. Because as you know, once you flip something over in Angel Feathers, it's not really flipped over because you can always swap it out and then it's unflipped. So you can keep doing it over and over. It's just great. And 4 of those just because you want to try to get that superior ride. And then I run 4 Million Ray Pegasus. Pretty much the same as 1000 Ray, except it's grade 2. So he's not boosting, but he still can be a good front row attacker, especially when combined with 1000 Ray Pegasus. When you start doing the cycling with Metatron, you hit insane numbers. Then I run 3 Love Machine Gun Nociel. This card is ridiculous in this deck, especially with Metatron's effect. You can bounce her in, call her back. You can play her, first of all, get a swap, then Metatron's effect, bounce her in to the damage zone, call her back out, get another swap, plus you're getting 2 swaps from Metatron, so that's 4 swaps right there. So there's units that are getting plus 8k just from comboing with her. So she's really, really good. I'm running 3 the Phoenix Calamity Flame. In 3 she comes up enough that I pretty much always have her, but I don't really feel that I need more because she just she comes up enough, and if she does ever get stuck by herself and for some reason I hit a hard spot where I'm not swapping as much, she's kind of just pointless because she's just a 10k. So since she really does hinge on the swaps, I don't want to overwhelm with her. Plus I still have still have Million Ray Pegasus and 1000 Ray Pegasus, so they're getting the boost anyway. And at least Million Ray can intercept. She can't, so it makes Million Ray a bigger target, which could mean 1 less attack on my Vanguard, which is always good. With her, not as much of a target I found in playing. But she is still very, very good. She hits 1,000 more than Million Ray because she's 10k base. But yeah, I haven't really had a problem getting her on the field and getting more than one of her on the field actually. So I'm fine with her at 3. Then we have obviously Metatron. Metatron is the focus of the deck, but I mean the things you're going to want to do with her is set up your field so that you have, let's say ideally you had Metatron and you had 2 Calamity Flames just because we're feeling really lucky, and let's say you have in hand one of these units, play her to the field, and then use Metatron swap her into the damage zone, pull out something that you could actually use, let's say Bethnail, call that back out. Now you're getting columns where, you're going to be doing 2 of those, so let's say you swap something else out, swap it back. So now you're getting Calamity Flames up to 14, plus 8. So that's 22 right there. I mean, that's just solely with Metatron's limit break. So that's a 22k column. You're hitting great numbers, and it's well distributed. That's the thing I like about Metatron build, is that it evenly distributes the power amongst all columns. So you're hitting good numbers for all of your columns, which is really important. So that because Perfect Guards are being run wild now, at least in my area. I'm not sure what everybody else is going up against, but when Perfect Guards are being run wild, it's important that you have all of your columns hitting for good numbers and not just your main Vanguard, because if that's the case, you're just going to get Perfect Guarded late game when it counts, and then you waste turns, and you don't want to do that when you're late game. So, anyway, yeah, so that's the focus, main focus of the deck is Metatron, and, like I said, it can be superior ridden, if you do the, you know, Baruch, combo, but even if you don't, it doesn't really matter. It's obviously better if you do, but if you don't get it, no big deal. Just make sure you're sending the Baruch and Aphrodites into the damage zone, because you want them there for when you can flip them over to give plus 3k to Vanguard late game for that extra push, especially after they've burned maybe a couple of perfect guards. Start going in for those big numbers to make it hard to block. Then I've got 2 grade 3s that are just kind of tech for now. I'm not really sure. I'm running Pulse Wave Adriel and Drill Bullet Genial. They almost do the same thing, but it's a little bit different. So Pulse Wave Adriel, when she's boosted by an Angel Feather, she gets plus 2k, and that's just always. Drill Bullet Genial, when it attacks a Vanguard, gets plus 2k. So Adriel isn't limited by attacking Vanguard, so she can attack anything and get plus 2, but she has to have something boosting her. I've found that it's really easy for me to get a big field, or at least a full field, because with Metatron's effect you're going to be swapping and making sure you have stuff behind your units. So I'm almost thinking of dropping the Genial, just because Adriel's a little less limited, she can attack anything. And like I was saying before, this is why I like Bethnail so much in this deck too, because the 2 tech cards that I have with Bethnail behind it reach 20k, which is good, even though most Vanguards are becoming 11k now, so it's not as good, but still good. I guess I'm probably going to switch out a Genial for an Adriel, just because I've been having better luck with Adriel, and just not being limited to have to attack the Vanguard, even though you probably will be, is a nice thing. So that's basically the deck. I think I explained everything that I wanted to explain about the combos and such. So yeah, it's a fun deck to play. It's a little technical. It's one of the more, actually it's a lot technical. It's one of the more technical decks I think we have in Vanguard so far. But once you get a hang of how it runs, it's actually really fun, and it's a fun deck to play because it just, I don't know, it seems to be a not so popular deck. I don't know that Angel Feathers really are, and when it gets played, if people don't know like the deal with Metatron, they're always like really excited by the combination of swapping from the damage zone, getting the pluses, and getting your columns all really, set up and stuff. So yeah, I think it's a fun deck to play, and I think people like playing against it, so give it a try if it interests you. For now, that's all, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.